Thank you so much. Let's go to Greg Martin out of Triple M Brisbane, 121. Welcome back, Marto. Congratulations on those ratings, pal.
Thank you. I had to do a few days of rehab. I haven't drunk rum now for 4 days. My name is Greg. I have a problem. Anyway, it was good. It was good just not to wake up at 3 o'clock every morning for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but you still wake up at 4:30 or 5 or something silly, don't you?
Not if you drink enough rum.
That's okay. And the ratings have come out, and once again,
sorry.
you're the king. You're number one again.
Incredible. Minding my own business, talking nonsense on radio, and they all say good on you. And I go, I don't even know. I hate talking. Do you know I don't even like talking? I just like, I'm about to go. They said, we go out for a big lunch. I said, no, I promised somebody I do. I've got about another 4 hours of carpentry doing this job. They're going, what? But I said, no, I think that was the old days of radio. Remember they were all on drugs and all drink.
That's right, but they were, mate. My favourite was we had a guy with a overnight announcer, and this was about 20, 34 years ago or something, and he arrived at work. He'd arrived dressed in black leather pants, jacket, the whole thing, and one day he turns up with the briefcase, and the boss demanded he open it, had a gun in there. What the hell for? And he said, in case they come and get me. This is the old days of radio, mate.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That would be his drug dealer because he was probably 3 weeks over.
Yeah, something like that. But
radio is
changed, mate. It's all changed.
There's two famous guys here. Can I tell you another one? I don't know if you can delete this or whatever you want to do. There's another story. Two blokes over here. I didn't realise they were on cocaine. I didn't even know what cocaine was when I was younger. But apparently they refitted. Had to take everything out to refit the studio. And they found, I don't know, what's a big amount of cocaine, and it all go down through the keyboards and was all there at the bottom because they were just in there doing drugs, their whole radio show. And they were on breakfast, same show as I'm on now. Oh, wow. Anyway.
In these days in New Zealand, the way it works is you can get on breakfast radio, and if you don't use the correct pronouns, mate, you get cancelled. Life has changed on us, Greg. We blinked and it changed, mate.
I'm clinging on, mate. I refuse to use any of the right pronouns. So we'll see. I've probably only got 3 weeks to go.
Speaking of clinging on, Reds play the Highlanders this weekend. While you've been away, I don't know how much sport you watch, mate. The wheels have fallen off your team. You're now 3 and 4. The Rebels are sitting in 4th. How embarrassing for your lot.
Well, embarrassing first. They beat us 2 weeks ago, and then Moana Pacifica somehow beat us, although I'm not going to say the ref was a cheat. I refuse to say in that game. I won't say it. I spoke to Les Kiss this morning. He was not happy. Yeah, they were headed for good things and everything was great.
Mm-hmm.
Top my favourite two Reds players, Fraser McWright, Tate McDermott, both sent off 3 weeks, copped that. I don't know. He can't work it out. He's scratching his head. He goes, I can keep saying they're a young team and maybe they've been knocked around a little bit in those first 4 weeks, but to lose 3, and 2 of the games were easy, to lose 3 weeks in a row, just not on. So I'd expect, here you go, here's a prediction, they'll hit back and hit bat strongly against the Highlanders tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, you bully boys. The Highlanders. The Highlanders have won 2 games out of 7.
We'll take whatever we can get at this stage.
All right, okay. I understand that. I'll tell you what impressed me, though, mate, was, and while you're on holiday, last Friday night, 46,000 turning up for a club game of rugby league in Brisbane. I know it was a local derby against the Broncos, but by God, that's a good crowd, isn't it?
Brisbane is chock-a-block full of nuff-nuffs, mate, who just love rugby league. It blew my mind too. I'm going to be in Brisbane this weekend, but I'm not going to the Reds, but I am going to the Broncos. There you go. That's me. A bloke who played 10 years for the Reds, played for the Wallabies for years. I'm not going to rugby because I've had a gut full of referees to tell you the truth and interpretations. Rugby league is such an easier game. If you're with your mates, it's so much easier, and we all love the Broncos. Wouldn't you love to be the Brisbane Broncos marketing department? You have to do bugger all.
It's the same. Mate, one of our best mates, who was my producer before Lachlan, he took a job at the beginning of last year in corporate relationships with the Warriors. He doesn't need to go to work. How good have they gone? He doesn't need to go to work anymore, mate. No. He was trying to flog tables in the lounge. These days, he's got a waiting list and he just has to take phone calls and go, 2 weeks, call me in 3 weeks, call me in 4 weeks.
Mate, he has timed that magnificent. And you know what? They're playing great footy and they're a good attitude. And up the wires. Yeah, bloody oath. Hey, listen, has New Zealand gone off rugby and on to rugby league?
Well, it's a good debating topic, mate. And No, I think rugby's always our number one sport. The administrators, look, and we've had inept administrators in rugby for a long time, but this lot are the worst ever because this lot are the KPI box tickers, mate. Like, for example, women's rugby, there was no spectators at the Opiki final on the weekend after selling out Eden Park 2 years ago for the World Cup final. So this was their marketing plan, New Zealand Rugby. They hired 6 pathway performance managers.
Wow.
I mean, what do those people even do? So what I can tell you about Auckland is Auckland absolutely at the moment, the swing is 27,000 will go to the Warriors. The Blues will be lucky to get 7,000. And that has been the case for the last year at least. So if those in Wellington can't see this, they are idiots, but they're blinkered idiots.
But I've been talking about this to you about Australian rugby fans. They're there, but unless you win, they don't want to know about it. You guys are winning, and they still don't want to know about it. No. So I don't get it.
Well, part of it, I think, is the experience. Look, a lot of Warriors fans are bandwagon jumpers, and that's perfectly okay. But when you saw the contrast last week, and their games with Warriors was at 5 o'clock New Zealand time, then they went down in the Hurricanes, who were a magnificent team playing at the moment. The Warriors fans sing, dance, make idiots of themselves and love it. The rugby fans sit there with arms crossed and they bitch about it. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. And so, as a spectator, you want the experience of going to live footy, don't you? And you get more fun going to the Warriors. It's that simple, mate.
Well, that's why I'm going to rugby league this weekend and not rugby union. So they need to sort out some problems. If people all those people are doing the same thing, that's a behaviour thing and that's a brand thing that they need to fix up. That's rugby.